Blake Fardell, who was quite quick yesterday in the changeable conditions, but he's still quite young himself, only his early 20s. So maybe we'll see another name spring up and give us a surprise. Chris Murden in the field did take the very first pole award here back in 2008. It's Jared Danaher in the Turbo Brisbane car.
Do not want to get out in that outfield. That's down at turn 2, trying to keep the momentum up. So critical for all these runners to get a lap in while you can, and we've already seen now with one car parked out at turn 2, he's got it in reverse, and that seems to be the hot ticket, and he's going to do a nice job and get himself out there. So for those playing at home that might get themselves caught in the grass this weekend, reverse gear seems like the hot tick to get yourself out. There's Vaughan completing this lap as Danaher gets himself going out of turn 2.
Well played. That was the car that won the opening round last year in the hands of John McCorkindale at Mount Panorama. Here comes Vaughan to the stripe, and first time through 1 minute 34.2.
Oh, just grabs the rears as he tries to slow the car for turn 8, but then still does a nice job and squares the exit off. What is the middle sector like? Still a couple of tenths away, but it's much stronger than what he was able to do on that previous lap. It looked to me like Alan had a very strong final sector on that last lap. Gets it in nice and early to the curb. And then important to get to the gas, don't spin the tyre up. And now nice and light hands on the steering wheel and focus on the dash. What lap time pops up?
Teenager versus teenager, and we'll give this one to Bradley Vaughan. And from Declan Fraser's point of view, he has clean racetrack ahead of him. He moves from Matt White Motorsport. He was on the podium here last year. Huge opportunity at Triple Eight.
Best will come to the line first. His time in the middle sector certainly would have been affected by that moment that we were on board with Declan Fraser. So what does Best do? It's a 33.9. Hill with a 34.4. Everingham 33.1. Nice job, considering that guy was in hospital yesterday morning. Didn't do any practice.
Jay Rowbotham's gone a second here as well for Image. That'll be his best qualifying performance. But these are just the early laps. Long session to go, 6 minutes. That's a lot of time to get a good lap in. Matt Payne, Grove higher on the doors. Here's the Grove junior driver waiting in the wings. Potential Bathurst start coming his way this year as well for the first time. He and Matt Campbell will be doing the enduro driving for the Groves, and he goes straight to the top. 132.6, 4 tenths clear.
Nice job. And you notice there's no cars around Matt Payne. Needs to get out of there if he can. Where's he on our timing screens? He's currently 4th. So red flag rules have changed for 22. That if you bring a red flag out, your lap time to that point of the session will be deleted, but you can restart. So you need to get yourself out at all times if you can. Looked like Aaron was moving there. Oh no.
Nothing is certain.
100%. Here's a replay of Aaron Seaton down into turn 2. Just too deep, couldn't get it stopped. And then once you're on the grass, we've seen plenty of, you are a passenger and the cars do not stop. And then Aaron does the right thing, tries to keep any sort of momentum up that he had. But he's in the long cut out there at the exit of turn 2. So these two cars right here, right now, very competitive first sector on this second run. Best a little bit taily out of 6. We've seen plenty of that already in this session.
Ange Mazira's just got done for a curb, and that'll be his only lap. He'll start last. We're going to have one of the seriously quickest cars in the field starting.
Oh, now Best has gone in too deep to the hairpin. It's all happening, Chad. Best squares off the exit, but that was going to cost him some lap time. So Everingham behind him. His first sector's okay, not great. So it's how he gets through this final sector. He looked like he carried a heap of speed into the final complex. Does it make the apex here at the final corner? Slides it in. There's this big commitment from Everingham. Does he get to the line? We're leaving the final corner with 5 seconds to go. Does Best cross the line? He won't.
No.
He doesn't. He did actually. Best
there.
did. Everingham didn't.
And Everingham did improve his time, but not the position, so Matt Payne stays.
You got the checker there, mate. You got the checker.
On the top for now. Maxwell goes to 4th. Great lap. He was down the back. His one and only lap, and he made it count. Cameron Hill goes inside the top 10. He sits 6th for now.
Matt McLean from Eggleston Motorsport. We saw him at the bottom of the queue. He moves up to 7th. That was an important lap for him to get in. Aaron Seaton Gets himself to 9th. So he was last after bringing out that red flag. He got himself up to 9th. That was important. Not exactly where he wants to be, but that's a lot better than being off the back row. Matt Payne here, big understeer at turn 1. Carried way too much speed on the way in. And that lap was not, well, he's already aborted it. It's not a strong lap through the grass. Actually did well to get back onto the racetrack. So, did that go up a notch, Chad Naylor?
Well, it might not be over yet. So, Zach Best has rolled out of it. Cam Hill was on a lap. Cam Hill's still on a lap, but he's not quite improving to the second sector. So, I reckon what we're seeing on screen right now should just about be official. Matthew Payne has gone and done it, and that is an Armour All Pole Award. And well done to the young Kiwi. And he is absolutely a star of the future. First pole award of his young career in Super 2, proving why the Groves believe in him so much. Those 888 cars try as they might. Actually, Fraser has jumped up a spot into 13th. There he is right now, Declan Fraser, but he's got some work to do. Brad Vaughan's time, good enough for 11. He's ahead of a host of Super 2 cars. Some of them are seriously quick names, like Angelo Mazzuri's, who's all the way down in 31st position. And he's got an awful lot of cars to pass.